That was a great fight. Great fight. I don't even know which way to go with this one. Honestly, I think when it comes down, I think that Weidman's going to pull out the victory in this one of Machida over the judge's decision. I think that more than likely, Weidman overwhelmingly won the first 3 rounds. The 5th round, you can go either way on it. I thought that Weidman controlled the 5th round, but basically I believe that the way that Machida came out firing at the end when he knew that he had to go out there and he had to knock Weidman out right there or strap something on. I just couldn't believe it. You know, this fight for 3 rounds seemed like it was just in the bag. For Chris Weidman to pull out the victory. He just overwhelmingly was just throwing punches. He was hitting Machida down to the ground, just throwing the ground and pound. He would just straight up tackle and take somebody down to put it on the ground and pound. In the 4th round, Machida knew that it was over. It was just basically it was now or never. And Machida came out and he really delivered a fight out there. This was honestly a fight that for 3 rounds was just an average fight to main event this show. It could have been a little bit of a letdown. But honestly, I was really surprised by the way this fight really turned around and really had me on the end of my seat just to see what was going for this. Weidman, if he does pull out a victory in this fight right here, I think that hopefully it will bring him up to where people think of him as more of a credible champion. I just couldn't believe this past few weeks people really looking at those fights with Silva saying that he won it as a fluke. As you look at it, these guys as they're about to get the results read out to them, you could see that. I think that Machida really got beat up in this fight. I loved the way the crowd was for Las Vegas. I loved how everybody was chanting USA, USA, but in that 4th round, those Brazilian fans really showed up and they really did it. And Weidman pulls out the victory. He moves on, becoming the champion. He's got the American flag draped all over him. I think that this is the fight to move him into the foreground of people really seeing him as one of those, those impact players, for what's going on there. This was a great fight. I really loved everything about it. I think that Machida really did a good job in this one, but it wasn't enough to pull out the victory. I loved everything about it, the way that these guys stood there. If you look at Weidman's side, underneath his underarm, on the rib cage, it is just straight, already bruised, just straight all out black and blue from the fact of just taking those kicks all to the side. And it really took the 4th round of Machida to really pull out and do it, but the way the 4th and the 5th round went at any time, there was times when Weidman really was weaving out there. He got the win by unanimous decision, but there was times in this fight that it could have gone either way, and we could have had a new champion for UFC with Machida pulling off winning the title at both weight classes and becoming one of those great fighters to really set his legacy as being one of the best pound-for-pound fighters out there. Weidman is the guy that a lot of people think that he's fighting really good at this weight class, but even if he did move up, he'd still be a superstar in contention for the title. He's just one of those guys who can go either way. But these are 2 great fighters that I would love to see. as I grow in UFC and become a bigger fan as I watch these fights. These are 2 guys that I'm looking for. Well, of course, Weidman because he's the champion, but Machida, it's the first time you've seen him fight. But very aggressive fighting style where he can punch you in the face or he can kick you in the head and knock you out just about any time. He had Weidman on the ropes. And if you just get those first few rounds back, where Weidman was just pinning him up against the cage pretty much and just ground and pounding his face, you can see that he's got an open cut above his left eye, very big bruising and a cut above his right eye, and Machida is just beaten up. He's just beaten, battered, and bruised, and you can tell he was not the better man, but you never know. There's going to be another day, and it could be his day. But I think the Weidman is a great champion for UFC and for the future moving forward.